Have you noticed after you've been married a while that sex and intimacy concerns tend to creep up in your marriage? I'm Dan Purcell, a sex and intimacy coach for married couples, and I'd love to help answer your questions and concerns and help you bring your intimacy to your next level. This video you're about to watch is part of a series that I'm doing answering questions that have been submitted anonymously. If you have a question you'd like addressed yourself, you can go to my website, getyourmarriageon.com, click on resources, and then anonymous questions. All right, let's dive in. My husband and I are both on a faith deconstruction journey. With it has come some changes in what we each believe. He has expressed that he wishes he would have had other sexual partners and have had more sexual experiences prior to our marriage. We were both abstinent before marriage and married young. We've been married for nearly 2 decades, and I cannot change the past. We have a great marriage, are very open and intimate, but it really hurts to process what he told me. He assured me that it's not because I'm inadequate, but how could I not feel that way now? And there's no way for me to resolve this feeling for him because I am not open to swinging. I've always known that he still finds other women attractive, and that's just part of life. But some days, it just eats me up inside now. I don't know how to mentally get over this hurdle of feeling like he wants someone else and that he would feel more settled and satisfied if his past were different. What are some healthy ways to deal with this? I really appreciate your question, and I wish you and I were sitting next to each other, having this conversation face to face so that I can ask questions and get a really better understanding. But I'll just do my best here from what you wrote. Sometimes when someone we love tells us something that hurts, they're uncovering something true that we've been hiding. What I'm suggesting here is perhaps the reason why the thought of your husband might have wished for different sexual experiences is because he thinks you've been inadequate. And it hurts because there's a part of you that agrees with him, that perhaps you've wondered if you were inadequate for him as well. If you fully believed that you weren't inadequate, then his comment wouldn't stick like it has. This is just a theory I have, and if you were my coaching client, I would help you with great compassion explore this further with you to help you process this. Even if you were open to swinging, which I do not advocate, by the way, it wouldn't solve the problem of adequacy within you because he would find other partners and you'd always be wondering if you were still his number one, if you were still his favorite. It just wouldn't solve the question that you have of your own inadequacy. So that's one angle I highly recommend that you dive a little bit deeper in on yourself. If you and I are sitting face to face having this conversation, another angle that we could take is to explore the idea of whether or not you feel fully chosen in your marriage. The sad reality in most marriages is that one person chose the other and the other person agreed to be married, but didn't full-heartedly choose the other person back, if that makes sense. If you were to do your life over again, perhaps you choose your husband again, but this new revelation has you questioning if he would have chosen you given what he now knows. Choosing someone wholeheartedly is risky and takes courage. It means a lot to choose another just flawed human being with their own limitations and things that drive you wild, right? If you think this might be closer to the heart of the matter, I recommend processing this with him. One more note. As we develop as adults, we go through phases of construction, deconstruction, and reconstruction. This is a normal adult development. A friend said that this pattern tends to go in decades, with construction phase in our early young adult years of our 20s, and then deconstruction in our 30s and early 40s as we conclude this first half of our life. Then, as we begin the second half of our life, we start the reconstruction phase, where we want to build something better heading into our 40s and 50s as we begin that second half life journey. This is because things that served us in our younger years no longer serve us in our new stages of life. I say all this to reassure you that things like this coming up for your husband and you are to be expected, and it's nothing to be afraid of. Expressing that he wishes he had a more varied sexual history is one thing, but what he chooses to do with that revelation is something else. What will he choose going forward? What will you choose? How will you respond? Ultimately, this is an invitation for you to dig deeper and have a better understanding of yourself and what you believe and what will serve you better in your most important relationship and can be a stepping stone to help you construct something even better in your marriage. I highly recommend marriage coaching in this situation. There's so much good that can be accomplished as you have a guide to help you process feelings, ideas, and make sense of the whole reconstruction process. A good marriage coach should challenge you to take action and push you to grow in areas that will serve you better in your future. This is a good time, I guess, to plug my Get Your Marriage On program, right? Because it's really designed to help and support people like you in this very process you're going through. You can check out those details on my website at getyourmarriageon.com. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like more great content like this to help improve intimacy in your marriage, click the subscribe button. Also, if you want to send me a question anonymously, you can do so at getyourmarriageon.com. Click on resources and then anonymous questions. See you in the next video.